on our physics curriculum first term. Okay. Now, question A, choose the correct answer. Before answering the question, you have to know this revision is similar as the type of exam. It's about choice and some types of questions. Question A, choose the correct answer. Okay. Number 1, two bodies of different materials fall freely to ground if the mass of first object is twice the mass of second object. So the ratio between A1 to A2, or first acceleration to second acceleration, is the choices. Number A, half, 1 to 1, or 2 to 1. Before choose the answer, remember with me, the mass is not from the factor that affect the gravity due to acceleration or free fall acceleration. If I let two objects with different masses, like the heavy rock and small paper, to fall to the ground from the top of building, they reach to the ground at the same moment in only one condition, which is neglected air resistance. So the mass is not from the factor. So the gravity acceleration, or A2 to A1, they are the same. So the answer is number B, 1 to 1. Question number 2. An object moves along the circumference of circle, its radius r. Its displacement when it moves and half revolution, 1.5 revolution is. Okay. Half r, or 2r. Okay. Senior 1, please think with me. If the object completes just one revolution, the displacement is 0. Yes, great. But the object complete 1.5 revolution. The half revolution displacement, the object move radius, which is 2r. So the total displacement will be 0 plus half plus 2r. So the result is 2r. The answer is number C. Question number 3. If car took 3 seconds to have velocity 10 times its initial velocity, so the final velocity equal 10 initial velocity. The acceleration of its motion is numerically equal dot to its initial velocity. The choices 10 times, 3 times, or double. Before I choose the right answer, you have to translate the given into information like that. Final velocity equal 10 times initial velocity, so it will be 10 vi. The rule of acceleration is that A equal Vf minus Vi divided time, so A equal 10 Vi minus Vi, it will be 9 Vi over 3, it will be 3 Vi, so the result is 3 times. Number 4, an object moving at a constant velocity, which is 8 meters per second for 8 seconds. So the acceleration equal 8 meters per second square, 1 meter per second square, or 0. Again, return to the question. An object move according to with constant velocity. The constant velocity means that the object has no acceleration, right? So the answer is 0. Number 5, when two objects A equal 5 kilogram and B equal 10 kilogram are falling from the same height at the same moment by ignoring air resistance. This question is theme number 2. They are different mass, so the mass is not from the factor that affect the acceleration. The question, they are reach the same time? Well, reach first to the ground, well, reach first, B reach first, well, A reach first, well, D reach in half time of B. Senior 1, you know that if the object have different mass, it's not from the factor from acceleration, so it's not affected the time. So they reach in the same time. Question number 6. the slope of the straight line resulting from the graphical relation between distance traveled by the object falling freely and square time equals dot from the falling free fall acceleration, double, root, half, quarter. I don't know the answer. I can't imagine it. So I have to give you the drawing of this graph. Look at this, distance and square time. The slope of this graph refers to from the equation of motion. Suppose that VI equals 0. So second equation, D equal half AT square. We draw the line or relation between displacement in vertical axis, which is Y, and T square on X axis. So the slope will be half A. Then it will be half free fall acceleration. So the result, the answer is C. The next question. Using the following mathematical relation that represent two physical quantities. عندي two physical quantities. The first one, A equal half times mass times velocity. Half mv square. Sorry, I miss kinetic energy. So the dimension of kinetic energy, what is the kinetic energy formula? It is the same of work, which is ml square t power negative 2. Okay, keep it. Complete reading the question. Quantity B, force times displacement, which means work, force times displacement. Yes, you know that the work dimensional formula is ml square t power negative 2. So that the dimensional formula ml square t power negative 2 represent both of them. It will be A and B. The next question. A projectile is projected from a cannon with 45 degrees with the horizontal to reach maximum height h and cover horizontal range x. So the height symbolized by h and range symbolized by x. But the angle is 45. Remember, 45 angle, it make the projectile move maximum horizontal range. So if the angle changes then more or less than 45, the object move less horizontal range. Okay, complete reading the question. The horizontal range, if the projectile is projected another time by the same cannon velocity, يعني نفس VI ما اتغيرتش. An angle 60 degrees. Yes, excellent. You have noticed that the angle change, so the horizontal range x will be less or lower or بقى أصغر. And the maximum height of the horizontal range will be the question about what happened to x and height. Okay, if the angle change from 45 to 60, the theta increased, but the height is related to VIY, which is VI sine theta. You know from mathematics, by increasing the angle, the sine of this angle will be increased. So VIY increased, so the height increased. Then the change will be x with a horizontal range decrease and height will increase. So from the given, the answer will be the height will be more than h and the x will be less than x. Then the next question. Look at this graph. This graph represents the relation between velocities v and t, okay, which is acceleration of two bodies c and p. What is the ratio between the acceleration of object c to the acceleration of p, given that the slope of the line equal tan theta? You know from the previous that the slope of line of the graphical relation represents that pi tan theta if theta is found. Okay, the question is the ratio between the acceleration of c to b. What is the angle of c? Is 40 degrees. What is the angle that made by b? 60. It's total. So the ratio between them equal ratio between tan 40 to tan 60. It will be 0.48, which is the number C. Second question, you have to answer the following problems. Number 1, Mazen moves with a uniform regular speed of 1 meter per second for 10 minutes. Stop it. Mazen moves with uniform speed, so he has no acceleration. Then the time is 10 minutes, so I can convert time to hour or second. We prefer to convert it to second. 10 minutes multiplying by 60 will be 600. Complete reading the question. Then he runs with a uniform speed 4 meters per second for 5 minutes. Then the speed changed through 5 minutes. Calculate Mazen average speed through whole 15 minutes. The average speed equal total displacement covered by Mazen over total time. Distance in first 10 minutes will be 600 meters. Okay? By multiplying VT. Distance covered in next 5 minutes will be 4 times 5 times 60. It will be 1,200 meters. So the total displacement by total time will be 2 meters per second. Then this is the average velocity of Mazen, average speed. The next one. The opposite figure shows the change in velocity of an object V that move in a straight line. This relation between velocity and time, V and T time. يعني ده جرافه بتاع acceleration. The type of acceleration here is non-uniform. The first part, positive acceleration, then the object acceleration 0, then will be negative acceleration or deceleration. The question, which of the following graphs represent the change in acceleration within time? أنا عندي 4 graphs A, B, C, D. Graph A, the acceleration is positive, then change to be negative. أنا شاكك في ده أو شاكة في ده. تعالوا نروح ده. Next graph B. The acceleration were negative, then change to be positive. It's wrong. C. The non-uniform acceleration, but increasing. D. The opposite. So the most suitable graph that represents this motion is number A. An object falls freely from the rest. Tell its velocity reach V after time second. Calculate its velocity after time 2t from the moment of falling. Okay, by applying the equation of motion, first one, Vf equal Vi plus Gt, Vf1, so it will be 10t, which represent V. Okay, as he said, this represent V. By applying the first equation of motion on the second object, or in the second case, Vf2 equal 10t times 2, it will be 20t, so it will be 2v. Ahmed and Fadi stood on the edge of rocky cliff, overlooking a lake. Ahmed threw a basketball head up. At the same time, Fadi threw another basketball head down, as fast as the primary, with the same velocity. If you are standing in a boat under the rocky cliff, watching what happened or what they are doing, which ball hit the water surface more quickly? يعني أحمد رمى الكرة up with the same velocity فادي down. هتوصل فين الأول؟ أحمد's ball for first, Fadi's ball first. Both basketballs will reach to the surface of water in the same speed. Before choose the answer, let's make our steps. Ahmed ball, it's thrown upward by using the third equation of motion, which is Vf square equal Vi square plus 2ad. In the maximum height, Vf square equals 0, right? So Vi is equal Vi square minus 2ad. A here is g, gravity due to acceleration, which is minus or negative sign. So Vi square will be 20d. Okay. Then Vf square in first case equal Vi square 1 plus 2gd الديسبيسمنت ما بينهم VF1 square equal 20 D1 plus D2, the distance between them. This is the first case. Fadis ball, the ball thrown downward by applying the third equation of motion, the F square 2, which is the second velocity, V equal Vi squared plus 2G D1, displacement 1. So Vf square 2 equal Vi square plus 20 D1. Vf square Vi1 square, it is the same, right? Which is from the here Vi1 square equal 20D. By substituting it, Vf square 2 will be 20D2 plus 20D1. T is a common factor between D2 and D1, so it will be with the same velocity, right? With the same velocity, both basketball reach the surface of water in the same speed. At successive interval of 1 second each, so the time between each case is 1 second. Each with the figure, which is a figure in the lower figure, the two cars' movement X and Y was represented by the moving to the right side. The question, which statement correctly describes the movement of the two vehicles or cars? Before looking at the choice, look at the figure. Car X, the time between each point is 1 second, but the displacement is not equal. So I suppose it move with non-uniform speed or velocity. While car Y, the time interval between each case is 1 second, and also the displacement may be equal. So car Y may move with uniform speed or velocity. يبقى X non-uniform, Y uniform. Car X has acceleration, while Y zero acceleration or no acceleration. The choices: both cars move with irregular intervals. Both car X move at regular speed, while car Y move with regular acceleration. X move with regular speed? No. Number C, X move with irregular acceleration. No, it has no acceleration. Yes, with acceleration, but I don't know if it's regular or not. While Y move with regular speed. But the most accurate answer is number D, car X move at regular acceleration, while Y move with regular speed. So the answer is number D. In this question, Sarah took straight race track. The graph shows the change in the speed V through time T after 25 seconds. Sarah covered. Look at this graph. And you have to answer to get the instantaneous velocity and the average velocity at 25 seconds. Okay, distance covered by Sarah in first case, in first part, in this graph is what? 10, yes, 10 meter. Okay, I can get the acceleration Vf minus Vi over time. ال VF بتاعتها كانت 10 VI 0 divided the time 10 seconds, so the acceleration is 1 meter per second square. Displacement, I can get it from the second equation of motion, VIT plus half AT square, it will be 50 meters. So Sarah covered 50 meter in first 10 seconds. Then Sarah moved with regular speed, distance D2. I'd like to get the D2. D2 within this interval, it can calculate it by Vt. It will be 10 multiplying 15. 10. This is the speed. 15. The difference between 10 and 25 is 15. So it will be 150 meters. Total distance covered by Sarah is 200. The average velocity equal total displacement over total time. It will be 8 meters per second. تمام. Then the instantaneous velocity at 25. It will be Sarah moves with regular speed at this moment. Instantaneous velocity equal 10 meter per second. Then the answer is number, yes, C. Instantaneous velocity is 10, while the average velocity is 8 meter per second. The last question. pucks dropped from balloon twice the first time. The distance between the balloon and the surface of the earth is h. This is the first case. While in the second time the distance was 4h. Then the time taken by the pucks to reach earth's surface in the second case compared to first case. The time is the same, or time in second case twice the time of first case, or time in second case is 3 times the time in first case, or time in second case is 4 times the time of first case. Time in first case, I can get by second equation of motion, d equal vit plus half at square. It will be from the height, displacement known as height, half times tan t1 square. It will be 5t1 square. While time in the second case, by also applying the second equation of motion, it will be 20t1 square equal 5t2 square, 4t1 square equal t2 square. By taking the rule, so root of two sides, so the time of second case, yes, is twice the time of first case. At the end, senior 1, I'd like thank you with my best wishes to have high marks in physics.